Hey there guys, it's Zologe here, and today we're doing Volcanics. This is a deck that rolls around using the magazine to dump your scatter shots and volcanic shells to get either draw power or blowing up your opponent's entire board. Basically go for big pushes, and was control heavy at first, but now we can do so much more with this, and it's just a fun deck to play with. So without further ado, let's go into the deck profile. I'll explain as we go along. So first we run one Doomfire. This is basically our boss monster. We're gonna go into this guy at least once per duel. Basically, it's the goal. When we get this guy out, it's basically game, because when he destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you destroy all monster opponent controls, and then your opponent takes 500. Also, if they go into their battle phase, this is the guy they have to attack. They can't attack any other monsters. So yeah. Next to go for one Power X, the Elemental Lord. This is basically for points in the game where you're just going to need to get that last little bit of damage to seal off the game. So when you have like 5 fires in your graveyard, you can just dump this guy on the board and blow up one monster opponent controls, and then we both take damage equal to half of its attack. So it's pretty cool. I actually really like the Elemental Lord cards in general, and Power X is decent. He's not the best. I dare say Molan Glacier is the best, but Power X is still pretty decent. Next to go for one Blaster. This guy is basically just a way to get rid of troublesome monsters. Should we not have things like Blaze Accelerator or the magazine on board, we can use this guy to ditch. Also, he's nice fuel. Since this is a fire deck, he has a lot of fuel for his summoning, so we can just run over things and deal damage through him as well, should we not have Volcanic Doomfire on board. Next to go for the triple rocket. This is our main searcher. When this guy is summoned by any means, as long as his effect is not negated, you can add one Blaze Accelerator, which means you can add either one of these or preferably one of these dudes. This card is just amazing. Next to go for the triple Royal Firestorm Guards. This guy just recycles all of your Pyro monsters, basically 4 of them, shuffle them into the deck, and then you draw 2 cards, which is really awesome, and you can go for some pretty nasty plays with this guy. Next to go for the double Junk Synchron. This is for synchro plays, namely Armades and TG Hyper Librarian, to get some additional draw power on board, as well as getting something that can't be stopped when it's attacking, basically. You can also alternatively use it to go into Great God Cthulhu, should you already have something like a Volcanic Rocket on board. You can make this thing and get some additional draw power, as well as going into Dark Rebelling Seas Dragon, which speeds up the game immensely, and just gives us a huge beat stick on board. And next to go for the triple Volcanic Blaster. This card is pretty decent, because when it's destroyed a battle, you can place one Volcanic monster on top of your deck. So say that you're lacking something like a rocket, or maybe you just want to get that Doomfire to your hand, that's a way to do it. Next we go for the double Curry Bandit. Now, this deck really likes milling. Well, not necessarily milling, but, you know, controlled milling and getting our Blaze Accelerators to our hand. And this is one of the best ways to do so, alongside, of course, Volcanic Rocket, because this guy not only dumps things like Blaze Accelerator Magazine, should we not really need it, you can just banish it to go for another scatter shot later on, but you also dump things like the blasters and the counters and crap like that to go for additional plays with maybe Blaster, or maybe you just want some extra draw power for Royal Firestorm Guards and things like that. He has pretty good synergy with this deck. Next to go for the double Volcanic Counter. This is just to kind of make our opponents think twice before attacking, because if we have 2 of these guys in our graveyards, along with some other fire monsters, we can just banish both of these, and our opponent's basically going to kill himself. So yeah. Next to go for the triple Volcanic Scattershot. This card is amazing. It's basically a monster version of Raigeki. When it's sent to the graveyard by the effect of a Blaze Accelerator card, you can send 2 more Volcanic Scattershots from your hand or deck to the graveyard to destroy all monster opponent controls. And each time one of these bad boys is sent to the graveyard, your opponent also takes 500 points of damage. This is going to take 1500, as well as all of his monsters are going to die. Now, your main way to do this is go with a magazine. You can alternatively also do it with Accelerator, but you most likely want to do it with magazine, just because you don't lose your battle phase when you activate that, unlike, Blaze Accelerator. Next we go for the triple Volcanic Shell. This is used for a variety of purposes. I mean, you can use it for continuous draw power to get with with magazine, or you can just use it to go into the Cthulhu with Junk Synchron. So yeah, he feels multi-purposes, which is really good, actually. Next we go for 1 instant fusion because we have Nodin in the deck and he just speeds up immensely, allowing us to go into rank 4s whenever we need them. Basically, if you're drawn to this card, we can go for some really nasty combos and just have a fun time. Next we go for 2 Mystical Space Typhoons to pop back row, then 3 Circle of the Fire Kings to basically just recycle things like Volcanic Rocket should we not have a Accelerator on board. We can go for something like a Royal Firestorm Guards, shuffle some cards into the deck again, then go for this and just get Rocket back to get more effects out of it, which is, you know, pretty decent. Next to go for the triple Wildfire. Wildfire is just to like win more card, I guess, or if you happen to have a Blaze Accelerator card on your side of the field and you don't really want to deal with anything your opponent has on the board right at the moment, you can set this card and then during your opponent's turn you can just bomb the entire board and get a free token. Which is really, really good. And it's just a nice card in general, since it destroys all monsters on the field. Next to go for the Triple Blaze Accelerator, it's just for additional consistency and getting monster poppings in general. Too bad it just lets you out of attacking, but in all honesty, you don't necessarily need to attack much in this deck unless you have the Blaze Accelerator magazine, which is where most of your crazy plays are going to be coming from. Next to go for the 1 Snatch Steal to go for Xyz plays. Your opponent plays some rank level 4s, or maybe we just use it to steal something outright from our opponent and use to like kill them with, say, a BLS or something. Next to go for the triple magazine. This is the most important card of the deck. With it, we get like a lot of utility. We get draw power. We get monster destruction. We get almost everything in this. In fact, it is also counted as Tribalist Accelerator, which fuels our Doomfire, which is, you know, pretty good. As for extra deck, we're on 1 Nodin, 1 Hyper Librarian, triple Armadis, 1 Junk Warrior, 2 Cthulhugas, 1 Armor Arm, then we run 1 Dark Rebellion, 1 Excision Knight, 1 Lovable Chain, actually 2 Lovable Chains, 1 Daigusto Emerald, and finally 1 Gagaga Cowboy, and that runs up to extra deck, guys. So tell me what you think about this deck, and I'm out!